Hi guys, today I'm here to share with you a quick and easy makeup look on a budget. I know there are sometimes situations where maybe you haven't worn makeup in a long time and you're going to a wedding or you're going to a job interview or you just need to look pulled together and you need to go and buy some makeup and you don't know where to start, and it can be very overwhelming and also very expensive. So today I've partnered up with Milani Cosmetics to give you a natural looking, pulled together makeup look on a budget. So the entire look is under $100. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And I will go ahead and start by applying a primer. This is the primer I've chosen for this video. It's the Prime Perfection Hydrating Primer. It is awesome for mature, dry skin. It's very hydrating. It plumps fine lines and blurs pores, and I'm just taking a little bit and just applying it all over my face. And I always do this as my first step and let this soak in while I do my eye makeup, and that helps with fallout as well. So after I do my eye makeup, I clean up what's underneath, and then that gives you a much cleaner put together look. My next step is I'm using the Milani Shadow Primer to even out my eyelids, and this primer I'm just gonna apply with my fingertips. And this primer is great because it has a little bit of a tint to it, so it's really good for evening out your eyelid and getting rid of that redness. I don't know if you can see the difference. I'm gonna grab my mirror actually. Better. And this will smooth everything out and make everything you put over top of it last longer and go on smoother and last all day. Okay, so that is all I'm doing as far as prepping my skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And today for this look, I'm using this Milani Soft and Sultry eyeshadow palette. It has a wonderful variety of matte and shimmer shades that can take your look from natural everyday to very sultry and smoky. So this will give you a lot of options to choose from. For today's look, I'm gonna start with this matte yellow based shadow. It's called Bare It All, and I'm a big fan of a matte yellow based eyeshadow because it evens out redness and provides an even canvas for everything else that you apply over the top. It's also very good for women my age because you have to use shimmer very sparingly. Otherwise it can age you and look very dated. So I'm just applying this on the other side. Okay, and I'm gonna pause here because I just want to show you the difference it has already made in evening out my eyelid, taking out any redness, and making me look more awake. So next, I'm gonna take this taupe colored matte shadow and carry it all the way from my eyelid all the way into the crease. I'm applying it all over my eyelid and then working it into my crease, just focusing on the outer corner. Okay, and then I'm doing that on the other side. And again, this is a matte color. Buffing it into the outer corners here. The key to remember is to keep the darker shades closer to the outside of the eye. I'll apply a little bit more here, the brow bone, just to give my eyes some depth. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit of this darker shade right here and just really push that into the outer corners of my eyes. Right here, and do that on the other side. And this is also a flat eyeshadow. It's always a good idea to have an extra clean blending brush like this, because now you're gonna go back and buff this out. So this has no shadow on it, and you can just go in and really blend this out. And the key to a well-executed makeup look is really just blending it so you don't look like you have big splotches of makeup on your face. But there you go, you can see how that worked a little. I'm not a fan of using too many brushes because I think it can quickly become overwhelming, and I really like to work with my hands, but I like this pencil brush, and I think everybody should own one, and they're fairly inexpensive. I think they're like between $6 and $11, but I'm now gonna go back in to use the same darker brown shade that I just pushed into my outer corners, and I'm gonna carry it underneath as well. And I'm connecting the two corners here. Okay, can you see that? You want to make sure these two corners are connected. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I don't always put eyeliner on the bottom, but I do like to frame my eyes with a soft brown eyeshadow like I'm doing here to give my eyes a little bit more depth. Generally, I'm not a fan of hard lines on your eyes. I think you can close in your eyes and age you, so a soft look is much more flattering. And this is, I put brown eyeshadow underneath and blend it into the corner. And then I'm gonna take just a dab of this shimmery shade right here and just apply that just right here in like a little V shape. And we're also gonna blend that out with our blending brush in just a minute. What this does is visually just kind of like opens up your eyes and lifts them up this way. Okay, next I'm going to apply a little bit of eyeliner, and I'm going to use my flat eyeliner brush, and I'm going to use this Milani Make It Last setting spray to just dampen my brush a little bit, and this will make your eyeliner not smudge and last all day as well. So I'm going to go back into my palette and choose the black shade down here and just apply this to my brush. And all I'm doing is pushing this into the base of my lash line. So I'm taking this brush like this, and I'm not dragging it across. You're literally just pushing it and wiggling it. Push, press and wiggle is what I like to call this. And it gives your eyes some depth. It makes your lashes look thicker. But it doesn't necessarily look like you're wearing eyeliner. And I think you guys see the difference? I think that is such a flattering look on women my age, because again, I'm just trying to keep the look as soft and as blended as possible, and I think that's just a very useful way. I'm just gonna pop mascara on this eye because I want you guys to see the difference with mascara and the eyeliner together. See how much more awake and open this eye is? So I'm just gonna go ahead and repeat the steps on the other side. And this is why I like to do my eye makeup first, especially when I'm using these darker shadows. You can see I have this fallout under here and under here. So now I like to go back, take a Q-tip with a little eye makeup remover and just clean up that area. And that way you're starting with a clean canvas rather than applying your foundation and concealer and then having to fix it after. And that is one of my best tips for applying your makeup. Okay, I just went ahead and cleaned up the fallout under my eyes, and I just wanted to show you what came off. So that's why it's a good idea to do your eye makeup first. When it comes to applying mascara on your bottom lashes, there's really no right or wrong answer. It's just personal preference, and it really changes the look of your entire eyes, and some people love wearing mascara on the bottom and some don't. I typically don't, but today I'm just gonna pop a little bit on my bottom lashes just to make them pop a little bit more. But like I said, it really is personal preference. So there's really no right or wrong answer. Do whatever your heart desires. Okay. Next, I'm going to apply this foundation. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation. I really was impressed with this foundation. It gives full coverage, so a little bit goes a long way. You can certainly layer it. And it evens out any skin issues like rosacea or imperfections. And it also doubles as a concealer, so you don't need an extra product. And I'm always a big fan of products like that. So I'm just starting. I always apply foundation through the center of my face and blend it out, because this is really where you need the most coverage, because that's typically where we need the most help, like redness around here. I know I need help on my chin. This is a wonderful foundation for my skin type, which is dry and sensitive with rosacea. And you can see how it evens out and covers everything, but I can still see my skin, so it doesn't look masky or heavier. So after I've applied a sheer layer over my entire face, I'm just going back in and dabbing a little extra to my problem areas. I'm gonna take my finger and just pop a little under my eye. You can see how it really does double as a concealer as well, which I love. It's a great multi-purpose product. I'm going to go in and set this with the Milani Prep Set and Go Translucent Setting Powder. And I really only apply this through my T-zone and a little bit under my eye area, and you have to use this very, very sparingly to avoid that powdery look, but I'm just sweeping a little bit through my T-zone, under my eyes. This does a great job of blurring fine lines and eliminating pores, and you'll see on my forehead how it just takes down. See that? It gives you that airbrush filter that's so popular on Instagram. And then for under the eyes, I just squeeze my brush like this and just pop it all the way under the eye area. Okay, we're gonna move on to eyebrows. And I'm using the Stay Put Milani Eyeliner Pencil. What I love about it is the way it is shaped. I don't know if you can see. It has like a thin angled look, which makes it super easy to mimic eyebrow hairs. And again, for women my age, I'm not a fan of that bold, dark eyebrow look that is so popular. I just think it can really look aging on women my age. So my goal for my brows is to always look defined yet natural. So I'm just gonna go in where I need help the most, which is right here, and just add a little bit more thickness. I don't know if you can see that, and definition. And then I'm just filling in ever so slightly where I need it, and then brush them. And then I like to just make the thinnest line just underneath, just to really define my brow. You guys see the difference? Subtle, but much better. Okay, I'm just gonna quick do the other side. Same idea. And then one of my favorite sayings, well, I have two about eyebrows. My first one is that they are the picture frame to your face. So even if you're not a makeup wearer, you should make sure you have them groomed. And I always say eyebrows are sisters, not twins, so they don't have to look identical, and they actually don't. Nobody's eyebrows are exactly the same. So don't worry about trying to make them symmetrical. It's not gonna work, and it's actually not gonna look right. So just worry about filling them in and giving them a little bit of a shape without looking too overdone. And then I just like to brush the product through just to make it look more natural. Okay, so we're almost done already. The only thing I'm gonna do is apply a little bit of blush. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. It is the perfect dupe for the NARS Orgasm. I personally prefer the Dolce Pink. I find the Luminoso is a little warm on me, and I prefer a little bit of a cooler tone, but I just smile and pop this pretty pink just right onto my cheekbones. It gives your skin a pretty flush, sheer color. These blushes are amazing. They're so easy to apply. You can't really screw them up. I'll just do the other side. Just pop a little bit of color on the apples of my cheeks. The key to remember with applying blush is you just want to go up and out, right on the apples. So pretty. This is one of my favorite blushes, period. And you want to remember to not apply any blush in this area. So just keep it up and out. Okay, and last but not least, I'm applying one of my all-time favorite lip glosses. I almost said blushes again. And you've heard me talk about these relentlessly on my blog and on Instagram. They're so pretty. They have a little bit of a minty taste to them. I don't find them to be particularly plumping, but I do think they're so sheer and the colors are so pretty that they're extremely flattering for women my age. And I think just a sheer pop of color really just makes you look more youthful, makes your lips look fuller. And I love a lot of these colors, but in particular, I love this shade Blush, and that's the one I'm gonna apply today. Okay, I don't even use lip liner with this because they're so sheer and pretty, and it just gives you a little bit of something on your lips. The last step in my routine is setting spray, and this is the Milani Make It Last, and I find that not only does it make your makeup last, but also as the final step in my makeup application, it kind of meshes everything together, and it takes down that I've just done my makeup look and kind of settles everything in. But also this can be used under makeup as a prepping spray, which I really like, and I also just keep this in my purse and like to freshen up throughout the day. It smells kind of nice and feels really good. Okay, just let that soak in. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. I linked everything to the same store, which is Walmart, because I did some research and they had the best prices when I wrote this post, and I linked everything there. So you can just go down the list and click and add to your cart. You can get free overnight delivery, I believe, with a $35 purchase, so this should have you covered. Or you can buy it online and go pick it up in the store, whatever is easiest for you. And thanks again to the nice folks at Milani for being so kind and generous to send over these products so that I could share them with you. And I actually am going to give away some eyeshadow palettes on my Instagram, so head on over there for that. We'll see you next time.